ladies and gentlemen, this is about the Hero 5 update 2.60. First of all, what it doesn't say when you're putting the upload in is it doesn't say to have fully charged batteries. Now, I don't know why that would matter when I had an 85% battery and a 30% battery, but the external power was plugged into the camera. Okay, that's one thing they don't tell you about, and if you have to get on the phone with a service rep, she's going to ask you about the batteries, but I don't know why that question came up. I told the 30% and 85%, and she didn't mention that that was a problem. So what I did was I uploaded it, and immediately after I uploaded it, like five seconds, it started flashing red like this. Red, 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 red. And a circle appeared in the front screen that's facing me now with an exclamation line and a dot at the bottom. That means, from what I went on to GoPro's website, your camera is frozen or blocked. And at that point, they tell you to just take the camera back to the store because there's no way to unblock the camera. One person said try doing it a manual update. Now, I had done an automatic update, so then I tried doing a manual update. That didn't work. So after 3.5 hours yesterday, today's Thanksgiving, and I woke up this morning and got on the phone with a GoPro rep. I had to install an app to call America on my Skype. More problems. And 3.5 hours yesterday and another hour to set up the app and get the credit card number, all that stuff. I get it working. I call up GoPro, and I get a nice lady who's in Manila. Go figure. And she walks me through the steps that I had already gone through, and then asks me if the batteries were charged. I told her 30 and 85%. She said that's not an issue because she didn't mention if it was an issue. So I figured it's no issue. Wasn't an issue. Then I had tried 2 different SD cards. She asked me if I tried them. I said yes, and she said let's do that. So we did that again. That didn't help. Basically, she told me she's sending me an email, put all the information. She'll try to get an address for me to ship the camera back to wherever it had to be shipped to. So by that point, it was another 2 hours today between Skype and the phone call, and I was trying to charge the phone, the batteries, make sure they were more charged. Well, I had the external power in. I didn't do it on purpose. I just had them plugged in completely by accident. So eventually they were charging more, the battery. But like I said, one was 30, one was 85. It wasn't considered a problem. So I decided to take a third SD card from something that was just laying around. When I bought the camera 4 months ago, it came with a 16 gig card that I used it for about 2 weeks, and then I used the 64 gig card. I didn't want to open up the 64 gig card for those 2 weeks in case I wanted to bring the camera back. I could return the card also. I put the 16 gig card in there. I manually wiped it clean, opened up my computer and wiped the card twice. Put it back into the SD card holder. Excuse me, it was in the SD card holder in the computer. I took it out, put it in the camera. After I loaded the update into the 16 gig card, I put it back in the camera, and it was still flashing like this. Flash, 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 flash. So I says, I give up. But let me just leave the plug in, the power plug in, until maybe it'll charge the battery. At least I'll have a good battery when I bring the camera to the store. And I looked over, could have been almost 3 hours later, and the flash stopped, and when I turned the camera on, it worked. So there is no option. I would try multiple SD cards after you wipe them clean. And I would suggest you have fully charged batteries before you do the upload, but it doesn't tell you to wipe the card clean. Doesn't say that when it asks you for the update. It just says, would you like to install it? And you say, yes, I agree, and it starts to install it, and your camera freezes up. Why doesn't GoPro tell you this? I don't know. It doesn't say to have fully charged batteries. Why doesn't GoPro tell you this? I don't know. I don't even know why they ask you the question. If the phone camera is plugged into the computer, it's working from an outside source. Even if it had 5%, it shouldn't make a difference. But they ask you these questions. I think it's an out for them because of their incompetency. And somebody's making this program to where it's complicated if the battery's low or the SD card has pieces of information on it. It shouldn't matter whether your SD card has stuff on it or not. It's just an update. It's supposed to wipe the old one clean and put the new one in. That's my understanding. But it doesn't tell you to have good batteries. It doesn't tell you to wipe the card clean before you do the update. And then when it's blocked, there are people all over the internet saying that their camera is toast. So it's up to you. You want to listen to the information I gave you? Fine. You want to spend 4 or 5 hours? Today is Thanksgiving. I spent every bit of 3 hours plus today, and every bit of 3.5 hours yesterday. So 7 hours the day before Thanksgiving Eve, and then Thanksgiving, 3.5 more hours. They think that's fair. I think that the guy who put the program in should have to face each person who spent 7 hours of their life and then reach into his pocket and compensate me at my wage, what I consider my hourly rate worth. And all you get from GoPros, we understand your frustration. No, they don't understand your frustration because they're not giving you anything except lip service. I fixed it myself. Accidentally, not accidentally. I fixed it by just leaving it sit there for 3 hours when most people would have been back on the way to the store. But it's Thanksgiving and I didn't want to go to the store today. Thanks a lot, GoPro. I'd like to meet the guy who put the program together, and then when I meet him, I'll say this is how many hours I spent, and I make $50 an hour. That's 2,500 pesos an hour times 8. You owe me, what do you owe me? 20,000 pesos. Take it out of your pocket. Say thank you, Mr. Fazio, for being such a nice guy, and move on to the next person and take their hourly wage out of your pocket, and then I will believe that GoPro has sympathy or empathy for the people that they are jerking around by allowing this bad program to be placed on the internet and people, thousands of people's of cameras, to be screwed up. Thank you very much, GoPro. You're number one. Number one, baby. Number one. And I would highly recommend that if you have an option to buy another camera, at least try that option, because I'm not buying another GoPro. This is the third GoPro that has broken on me in 4 years. I had the Hero 2 when I moved to the Philippines, had the Hero 4 for 14 months, and now I have the Hero 5 for 3 months, and it's screwing up regularly. There's always a glitch in the program, some glitch. Shut off the automatic voice command, turn the camera back on, somehow it went back on. There's always a glitch with the Hero 5. Eat this, GoPro. I am really upset. I want somebody to come here with a pocket full of cash and reimburse me for my time. That's what I want. I don't want to hear you feel my pain. Let me feel some scuttle, some broccoli. Let me feel some iron in my pocket, GoPro. Otherwise, take your apologies and stick them where the sun doesn't shine.